Recorded.
All right, all right. I'm going to give it a few more minutes because I don't want anybody to miss this introduction. I don't know why it's moving out so slowly, but it is. So, guys, why don't you mute your lines if you can because it's going real slow. So, good morning, guys. Welcome to Wake Up with Wakana with our own CEO and visionary. I'm going to get out of the way because there's so many exciting things to talk about, so many things to thank God about that we're all on the other line. We've made most of us have made it home safely. There's some still prayers that need to go up, and we'll talk about that also. But I'm going to get on out of the way and bring to you my friend, my mentor, my daughter, my mother at times, girl, because she can be it all. She is every woman. And I'm so glad that she's in my life. Met her almost 18 years ago. Made an impression when I first met her because why she fired her boss. I don't remember knowing anybody that had done that. Company car, corner office, six-figure income, but it was not serving her. And she knew there was something better for her to be able to spend the time that she needed with the ones that meant the most. And guys, she came out into social selling full time, became MVP at 3 companies, built teams in over 46 countries. And what I love about her mind is always open. You know, there's nothing more expensive than a closed mind. And thus thank Melissa that hers is always open. And when she was called to be the mentor of a cannabis company back in 2017, this is the girl that was totally against drugs, didn't drink, didn't do anything, but having an open mind, she went in and listened to someone and saw how the CBD was changing the quality of people's lives and became the CEO, taking that company from $8,000 to $250,000 a month. Then went on in 2019, we founded Wakana, now Akana, and now here we are almost 4.5 years later, and oh my goodness, we on our way to $1 billion big. So without further ado, put your hands together for Melissa Boston. Where you at, girl?
Hey, Phyllis. Good morning. Oh my goodness, girl.
Good morning.
Yes, I tell you what, your energy is feeding me this morning, girl. Because I'm telling you, it's funny. I've been talking to leaders this morning, and you get back from a boot camp, and first, we're full, right? We're so full because it was just exactly what we needed, but so much more than we could have ever imagined, so much more than we could have ever experienced or expected, right? I mean, it was just amazing. And some of our leaders have been traveling through the night. I mean, literally in cars, at airports. I know we got in on our flight after 1 this morning. I'm telling you guys, this team right now who attended boot camp, they will never be the same. I mean, it was so transformative. So you're going to hear from a few speakers today, okay? But I promise you, Phyllis, you have probably more energy, and I am just going to have to feed from your energy this morning because I love it, I love it, I love it. So thank you for being who you are. I am just so, appreciative of who you are and what you've done to impact this company, okay? As I shared the story at boot camp, how we first met, and from the very first day, I mean, you have always consistently been who you are because you are bold, you are fearless, you have always been passionate. And I just remember the way we connected that day and how you stood up. You gave me a compliment. And from there, again, we were fast friends and then business partners. I mean, everything just took over to the next level. And I want to thank you for being our first diamond, our first double diamond, our midwife, our CSO, helping all of us give birth to unlimited possibilities. And I'm telling you what, at boot camp, witnessing you on that stage, pouring out your heart, really giving the team the tools, what they needed to do. And you talked about touch. And that's what you do so well. You touch every distributor, every customer, every life that comes in front of you. You're always reaching out and touching and connecting. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And good morning. I know some of you might be dragging a little bit, but you can be dragging, but just still so excited because our mind wants to go ahead and do all the things we learned this weekend. And I know some of you are in need of just a little R&R, so make sure you get that rest, okay? So you can rejuvenate because this is our time. This is our season. And I want to thank everyone this morning for waking up with us to Akana. I want to thank those of you who are troopers, who are tired, but guess what? You are still on the line, okay? And so again, good morning, good morning, good morning. Akana means in the hands of God. Our mission, we believe health, wealth, freedom, and legacy are our birthright. By offering the most life-changing products and an innovative business, we empower people to elevate to their full potential. Our vision is to elevate the well-being of your body and soul. And again, not only does Akana mean in the hands of God, but Goshen, it's amazing how when we were preparing for the 420 conference, we knew that our follow-up, at some point was going to be a boot camp. I want you to imagine we've been in this business for 4.5 years and really have never had any type of boot camp, right? A training where we all get together so that we can take our business to that next level. And so we had in our mind, the vision was, hey, let's just do it in Chicago. Let's keep it simple. That's home office. But guess what? God had other plans, okay? God would bring us someone by the name of Scott Reese. And Scott Reese resides where? In Goshen. And not just in Goshen, okay? But Grace Bible Camp, okay? We're talking about a town of 350 people. And when you really think about the fact that there are billions of people in the world, but imagine how we got connected with someone from Goshen, Virginia. And that actually symbolizes biblically a land of plenty and a land of comfort. And we went to the wilderness, and people would tell you their first reactions driving through and just seeing all the trees and nature and kind of wondering, wow, where are we going? Okay. But it didn't take people long to really just find home in Goshen, to feel so comfortable, to feel like, oh my goodness, this is exactly where we were supposed to be. This is where God led us, okay? I mean, it still gives me goosebumps because when you really think about the fact that we were making other plans, and here it was, God had something for us in Goshen, Virginia, and it took us being in this particular city for us to get exactly what we needed for us to go $1 billion big. And you're going to hear really from the team today. They're going to share some of their experiences. But what I want to do, I want to thank Scott Reese. I want to thank his amazing wife, Kim. His talented, this guy, 30 plus years old, his son, Blake, so much talent. That first night, okay, we were already so full. Because we had a chance not only to hear Scott share his story, which was so inspiring, okay? It literally, for many people in that room, that moment of opening up, of really just hearing his background and what he went through was enough. They were like, I'm ready. There were people there that came with resistance, but guess what? By the time that Friday night session was over, they were already ready to go ahead and plant their flag here with us at Akana. And then to hear from Jim Ganaccio, oh my goodness, that was just amazing. He electrified the crowd with his training techniques. This is someone that worked alongside of people like A.L. Williams. Literally came on board that company and was a part of their success, a part of their growth from the corporate side. So he understands business. He's from ESPN. He is connected, with governors and athletes around the world, and to hear him pour into the crowd and share exactly what they did and how they utilized recognition to take Primerica now, right? But it was at the time A.L. Williams to that next level, and that was so inspiring. And then to witness this video that Blake had put together, and that was the $1 billion big video. Okay? I mean, it was just, again, it set the tone, it set the stage, and everyone got it, right? Everyone in that moment understood why we made the sacrifice to go all the way to Goshen, Virginia. Some of you drove 9-10 hours. But let me tell you something, folks. By Saturday, the blueprint was laid out, the step-by-step simple process from how we go from where we are today to $1 billion big and do it in less than 18 months became so clear. Okay, see, we're talking about billions of dollars. And oftentimes that's too much for people to even fathom. They don't understand that. They don't wrap their heads around that. But a lot of times you have to simplify so you can magnify and then electrify. And that's what this team, Scott Reese and Jim, do like no other. This is what they specialize in, helping companies grow $1 billion big. And when they broke the system down, the simplicity, the app, what was so empowering is everyone left there feeling as if we know we can do it, believing they know they can do it. They have now what it takes to go 1-star diamond, 5-star diamond, and then to hear our diamond and emerald leaders pouring their hearts out on that stage. I'm telling you what, folks, so many takeaways, okay? And so I'm going to reach out to a few individuals that I know are on the line this morning. I'm going to ask you to hit **. Before we do, I also do want to just say, as Phyllis said, let's keep, some of our team in prayers. I know many of you are just getting in this morning. I know last night, one of our groups stopped to eat at Cracker Barrel and had an incident there. One of the cashiers was just kind of walking through fast and hit one of our top leaders in the head. Fortunately, he's now released from the hospital, but yeah, he did have to get taken by ambulance to the hospital. But Jesus Soriano, Moshi, you have been in our prayers. I know I had a chance to talk to you last night, so I know you're feeling much better. And I'm telling you what, prayers change everything, guys. We found out about it as we were boarding our flight, but we sat there on the flight and just prayed and prayed and prayed. And again, just keep all of our leaders in your prayers this morning, because again, so many sacrifices being made, people driving hours and hours just to get there, guys. But they knew this is where they needed to be in order for them to go $1 billion big. And so with that being said, I have a few leaders on the line, and both of these leaders drove in, okay? One of them drove in all the way from Boston, Massachusetts, just got home at 3 a.m., okay? And I'm telling you what, she probably recruited people all the way to Boston, okay? And this lady was on stage a few times, and just each time, I'm telling you what, just knocked it out the park. She first had a chance to really get on stage and talk about some of the techniques that she utilizes to build her business. She talked about a ball, in anyone else's hands may not be anything but a ball, but you put it in the hands of somebody like a Michael Jordan, right? And look at what happens, right? And then she also talked about some of her techniques she uses to actually prospect and recruit. And then she came back up again Sunday, and poured into the crowd as we did our personalized session with the team to really have that huddle up and that locker room conversation. So without any further ado, this is someone who's formerly from the pharmaceutical world. She's always been top in anything she touches here at Akana. She's been our MVP. She's been our top customer recruiter, our top distributor recruiter, and we're just so proud of her as a diamond on her way to 5-star diamond, creating diamonds. And so without any further ado, Bernadine Kirkland, if you can go ahead and just kind of share, whatever your takeaway was from this weekend or whatever you have on your heart to just share with the team.
Melissa, thank you so much. And thank you for allowing me to share. Yes, I was one of those who drove and didn't get in until 3 this morning. So my voice is not here with me, but everything is in my heart. So I'm just going to share from there. I first give glory and honor to God, because he was there. He met us driving in through those rolling hills of Goshen. The first thing we saw on the lawn was a sign that says 3 words: "Thank you, Jesus." I was like, the tone was already set. Those rolling hills of Goshen made everybody feel so comfortable. It was just absolutely magnificent. Grace Bible Camp, when we got there, Scott, I mean, he is like family. That's what he feels like, Scott and Jim and Kim and the whole family. I want to give a shout out quickly before I even share my takeaways and thank Denise Hill and Terrence Hill. They stayed in Goshen with their family, with Scott's family, and did bioscans until 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then had to drive back to New York. So let me give quick takeaways. The first one was, the people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. It's a people business. It's relationship business, and that's so, so very true. My second takeaway was get to, and you'll learn more about that in coming sessions. And then edification. Melissa, you just did a phenomenal job edifying me, so I just thank you so much. That was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then getting an accountability partner. I think that is going to be a nice game changer for us as well. So I'm looking forward to working with my accountability partner and getting in on all these sessions that we have, because these training sessions are going to be so good, and that's what's going to get us to $1 billion big. But just that, party. Phyllis said push, and that's what I'm going to be doing. I have a party scheduled today. So when I get off this call, I'm going back to sleep so I can get out to Lynn, Massachusetts and do a party. I have another party tomorrow, and it's all about action. And I wrote my name on that paper, and I said I'm going to get 2 more, and I'm looking for 2 more wellness coaches. 2 more wellness coaches by the end of this month, which only gives me a few days, but I'm going to get it in. So thank you, Melissa, for allowing me to share. And I'm so happy to have been able to spend time with my Akana Nation family, because there's nothing like belly to belly and hugging somebody and just loving up on them and knowing that we're all working towards the same cause, $1 billion big. Thank you so much, Melissa, and have a great day.
Amen. And great job to your team for really making that sacrifice, because that's how lives get changed. And I was just so in awe of the team, because the team was like, hey, we can't leave here without making sure this group is well, right? I mean, they were there sacrificing for us, cooking all the lunches and the dinners. And so for the fact that Terrence and Denise said, hey, we're going to show up and show out, we're going to stay there, make sure that family is scanned, make sure they are well. And then I know Dr. Betty participated in making sure the blood types were done for them. So you guys just rocking. Anyone else that might have helped out, we thank you. But that's amazing. I mean, that just fills my heart. Okay. Awesome. That's what it's about. Yep. Well, appreciate you, Bernadine. You are the bomb.com. Just so in awe of what your group is doing. And I know this next 90 days, as we go on this run, we're going to see some big things in Boston. Okay. So good stuff.
All over Akana Nation. I'm just so excited. And the one other tip that I wanted to leave with everybody is, don't forget to disarm people with a compliment. You can disarm people and have the best conversation ever. Start with a compliment from you to them, and it might be reciprocal, but you'll be able to get across any point that you need to get across when you do that.
And the way you do it, Bernadine, is so phenomenal. I witnessed you do it from the stage. But what I also was so impressed with is not only does Bernadine have this natural way of drawing people in, because sometimes people are looking at her like, what is it about you? Because her energy is so contagious, right? You're just like, it's like you glow, okay? And the cool thing about it, though, is just the interaction between you and your team when you guys were out and about. And instead of you telling them how great you are, you edified your team. You really put it off to say, hey, these are people that have their own dispensary. They are amazing. They're from New York. And you just bragged about them. And that's so attractive when we can edify others, because so many times people focus on themselves. But when you can take the focus off you, put it on someone else, let the world know how great they are, then guess what? That's going to help you build your business even faster. So a lot of the techniques you're using are so great. And what we're going to announce at the end of this is also the next event. So you don't want to miss your opportunity to get in front of our top recruiters. When you have a Bernadine Kirkland in the house, someone who's personally sponsored not dozens of people, we're talking about hundreds of people here at Akana. Some people right now are trying to get their first 2, but you have someone who's a master at this. She gets it better than almost anyone I know, right? And so to be able to be in the presence of people like that is the reason why you never want to miss these type of events. And they're going to give you their nuggets over the phone, but we tell you this all the time. It's kind of like trying to give a haircut over the phone. You know, you can hear it, you can take notes, and sometimes you might get enough to go out there and take action, but there's something about the belief that happens when it gets into your heart, when it's internalized, when you're there and you're feeling the energy of the crowd. There's something that happens when the business gets inside of you, okay? And we're going to talk about some of the initiatives like getting your two, okay? We're going to talk about some of the systems that came out of this. Today, it's more of a recap. So we're going to actually have opportunities for you to get on webinars to learn more. The boot camp was recorded. So if you are sitting there now and you're like, oh my goodness, I bought a ticket, but for whatever reason I couldn't attend, well, guess what? You automatically qualify to get the entire boot camp experience. So we're going to do our best to deliver it to you the way we received it. Now, again, there's nothing like being there in person, but that's the next best thing. And maybe there's some of you that want to have an opportunity to experience it the way that the people that have actually prepaid already, but maybe they just didn't have a chance to get there. And maybe you want to attend as well. Well, we're going to announce a special boot camp online where you're going to have a chance to get that sent to you, okay, for a fee, of course, because these leaders paid a fee to get there, made lots of sacrifices. And so you're going to have a chance to at least get a window into what they experienced. And so now I'm going to move along to Columbia, South Carolina. This is a lady who really needs no introduction, because if you're on any of our calls, chances are you've heard her voice. Not only does she help lead our Flat Belly lifestyle, our certification, our Save Our Strands. I mean, she is everywhere. One of the best presenters you will ever meet. The first time I met her, I can remember being in a living room. I mean, we're talking about 17, 18 years ago. I'm in a living room and she's there. She shows up with her husband. In fact, it wasn't her event. It was someone else's event. But guess who's connected now? It's me and her. And that's what happens sometimes in business. It's the reach around. It may not be the person you sponsored, but it's someone they sponsored and someone they sponsored and someone they sponsored. And now when I look at her growth in this industry, I am so in awe. I mean, I can remember when she had no experience in the industry and was working just to get a few people on her team. And now here she is as an Emerald director, helping to produce other Emerald directors, on her way to Diamond, on her way to 5-star Diamond. In fact, this weekend, we're going to be joining her in South Carolina because it's her birthday. So we're going to be there partying like it's 1999. I know Prince is one of her favorite artists of all time. And so without any further ado, Kathy Weathersby, I know you are so filled this morning. Can you share with the audience, some of your takeaways from this weekend?
Oh my God, Melissa, thank you for that wonderful introduction. And you're exactly right. The reach around works in life and in this business because I think, can y'all hear me?
Oh, we do, loud and clear.
Okay, great. Just want to make sure. But the reach around works because 18 years ago, I was in that living room and I want to thank those people for inviting me. It literally was an ambush meeting as we were talking about. But thank you, because they changed my life by introducing me to you. And you have absolutely been the mentor of all mentors. I've not only been able to grow because of our association, but I've been blessed to watch you grow yourself. And that's one of the things that I love about you. So I throw it right back to you. You've absolutely enhanced my life like no other person in the world has. So I just appreciate you and I love you. This is the culmination of your energy drawing people. You talked about Bernadine, but Melissa, you absolutely have that type of energy that draws godlike people into your presence. And so that was reiterated over and over again by both Scott and Jim. And one of the takeaways for me was when Jim Ginocchio got up and he spoke. And he's the one with the A.L. Williams experience, the ESPN experience. But he was so empowering to me because he empowered and really solidified some things that I feel about myself. So that was empowering. He said that dreamers are a dime a dozen and marathoners are 1 in a million. That's an A.L. Williams quote, right? But I realized that I am a marathoner. I've been in this business for 18 years, and it's due mostly by my association and excitement around our leader, our CEO, because her vision has always been positive, and it's always been an opportunity to grow and make more money, every single idea. And then Jim empowered me even more when he said, look in the mirror. Who are you in the mirror? And so to really think about that, you know, are you giving positivity? Are you throwing out the right kind of vibe into the world? Are you bringing more anger, or are you bringing more laughter? And I realized that I'm a person that generally brings more laughter to the situation, because I'm of the mindset that it ain't that deep, right? You don't really have to be all of that about whatever it is you're excited about. Just get the job done, and let's laugh about it a little bit and then keep it pushing, right? And then he empowered me even more when he talked about the type of person that you are even more. I am a thermostat. I set the tone when I go in. And when he talked about thermometer or thermostat people, you know, thermometer people let other things influence their attitude. I don't do that. I'm a thermostat. And so when I realized that I was a thermostat again, and I was in the room with people who are thermostats, we set the temperature in the room, not literally, because it was freezing in there, but we set our temperature in advance. Like, we know what we're walking into because we're bringing the game. We're not going to the game and trying to figure out how to play. We are making plays in the game. And so we, you know, people adjust their temperature to our predetermined level. And so that was empowering. We were so empowered by all of the speakers, and you'll hear from some of them today. But then we found out about the 5 Ps, and you'll find out more about that in training. But I'm telling you, everything about this was God-driven. It follows Arcana in the hands of God. And so, guys, just realize that we have our hands and our lives around something that's way bigger than us. And our mission is worldwide. And Melissa, I'm so excited that we are 11 million big inside of the United States, but going $1 billion big means that we're going to go around the world in short order. And I'm so looking forward to that journey with you, my sister, and with all of you leaders that were there this weekend, and with everybody listening to the sound of my voice. This is the beginning of what you've been looking for. So hold on. We're getting ready to take a wonderful, wonderful ride. Back to you, Melissa.
Wow, Kathy, you just shut it down, dear. That was just an amazing recap. So thank you for that. Love you so much. Love you all. I mean, this energy is amazing. And you kind of gave them some of the insight, you know, what they missed. But again, it's like a haircut over the phone. Don't miss the next event. You know, the last takeaway that I'm going to share as we're running out of time, okay, is that sometimes when you get to an event like this, it's not always about, you know, the information, right? The information is great, but what makes your life transform is when you sometimes are a new person and maybe you've never done this before and you don't see yourself winning. And then you see somebody on stage that somehow empowers you, and now you're ready to run through walls, okay? And I had 2 people who I can tell you had that experience. And a lot of times we talk about our kids and we say, I wish they could be more involved. And there's 2 parents, okay, who got their kids there. And one of the parents is Gloria Jackson. Gloria Jackson has been talking about her daughter. She wants her daughter to really do this business. And sometimes as parents, we get frustrated because our kids don't hear us. But Dominique, without even me talking to her, Gloria thought, hey, Melissa, I think if you go talk to her, you know, you can convince her. But guess what happened? She heard Scott on the stage on Friday, and she was all in. She was like, I am ready for this. It brought her to tears. So again, sometimes we have to get our kids, our family, our friends in front of somebody else because it's going to take someone else helping them to see something that you will never be able to get over to them because unfortunately, as much as they love you, in their eyes, you're always mom, okay? They're going to always see you how they've experienced you. And then the last parent that's on the line, who I would have brought up today, but I think they're also, everybody's traveling. So people are literally just got a lot going on this morning. But G.G. Harris, I know you had your son there, Jabari. I know his soon-to-be wife, I'm sure Kim, because I know they are just such an amazing couple. But Kim Elias, they just signed up this weekend as diamond coaches, okay, with the scan. So at the top level. But she's someone like myself, blood type A. She's a little bit shy and just always thought, you know, what's wrong with me? She says, she told Scott on Saturday, she says, I don't know what's wrong with me. She's like, I'm a little bit shy. I don't like just going up and talking to people. I keep hearing everybody wanting to go and talk to everybody, but that's not me. Okay. And let me tell you something, folks, by the time she left, when she realized, oh my goodness, shy people, introverted people actually can do very well at a business like this. It was game over. She was in tears and just excited about how she now sees herself taking this business by storm. And see, that's why you don't want to miss the next event, because not only are you going to get these amazing nuggets, and Kathy, you did such an awesome job recapping these. We know when we do our class, you're going to need to be on that call, okay? But not only will you get these amazing nuggets, but it's the feeling. It's that inspiration. It's that motivation. It's that belief that we can't give you over the phone, right? You've got to be there. And so, yes, we're going to have another boot camp, and that boot camp is going to be in Indianapolis. We've all heard of Madam C.J. Walker. She is the first self-made millionaire female, period. Not first Black, but the first female millionaire, period. And do you know that in Indianapolis, there is a Madam C.J. Walker Legacy Center that's named after her? In fact, it's her facility, okay? And they've now turned it into a national landmark. And her daughter often comes to this facility. So we've been in communication with the Madam C.J. Walker team. We're working on getting her daughter involved with this. But imagine if we now can say all roads lead to Indianapolis. That's going to happen sometime in November. So stay tuned. This is going to be something you're not going to want to miss, because not only will we now take the boot camp to the next level, where you're going to actually have the opportunity to take the skills that you've learned and implement them. So you're going to have some moments where you're going to go out with people like Bernadine, okay, and actually learn how to prospect as you guys are going out in Indiana. I mean, how awesome will that be? And we're going to be driving people to a big event on Saturday with a facility that holds 900 people. We are there for the Indianapolis takeover, okay? It's going to be exciting. It's going to be electrifying. You're going to want to get everyone you know to Indianapolis, because it's not going to be just a boot camp, but that Saturday night, we're building it up to actually have a full-fledged wellness event, a full-fledged wealth event. So people are going to come to get education, empowerment. We're going to have recognition like you've never seen. We're going to be honoring Madam C.J. Walker's daughter. Anyone in business, you're going to want them at this event, and we're going to have tickets available soon. And there's going to be a limited amount of tickets for distributors, because guess what? We want to pack it out on Saturday with guess who? Tons and tons of guests. And so with that being said, the last point I'll make today is the new system is here. Those of you at boot camp, you've already had a chance to get trained on it by the best of the best. Scott Reese has helped companies go from zero to $1 billion big. In fact, he's helped companies where he came on board and they didn't even expect it to go billions of dollars that fast. But in some cases, just implementing this new system, it helped take companies there in as little as 15 months. And so not only do we have Scott, but Jim too. And as Kathy said, with his background, oh my goodness, we are about to take over the industry. We are truly the next billion-dollar big company. So we're super excited about that. And so the last point is there's a mandate, right, that went out for those of you who were there, and that was getting your two. And so we're going to have a call surrounding that. Some of you committed. You put your name on paper that you're going to go out and recruit your two before the end of the month. Let me just break this down in closing. The power of two. So many times we frustrate ourselves because we think we have to go out and recruit and be a superstar in this industry. But some of the best leaders, guess what? They might have been a little introverted or shy, but guess what? They understood the power of two, the power of exponential growth. If you take two and you start duplicating this, and if we just start, let's say with 100 people that go out and get two, do you know that within 14 months, with a 90% failure, that means most of the people didn't get their two. We would have over 168,000 people in this business. Now, if it was all perfect, it would be 1.6 million. But we know that it never works perfectly. So if we went out there, attempted to get our two, and if 90% of us failed within 15 months, we would still have 168,000 new distributors. Do you know at that number is where we hit that critical mass? At critical mass, we go from that part in which we're concentrating the effort to now we're starting to hit what? Momentum. And when a company hits momentum, that's how a company goes billion-dollar big. And so that formula has already been laid out by the experts. If you want to learn the formula, exactly what we say. If you want to learn this new app, so yeah, we have our current app, but there's a new app, and the new app is just for one purpose, and that purpose is just sharing this business and prospecting. So it's a very simple 1, 2, 3, nothing complicated. So if you've struggled even with the app, you're going to love this new app that you're going to be able to download and utilize to work your business. And this is where we're going, guys. We're going to have some webinars also to follow up on some of the feedback regarding what you feel you need. And some of it is just, what do you say when you talk to people? How do you prospect? So there's going to be a webinar coming up on that. There's going to be a webinar coming up sharing what tools are most effective. Bernadine shared with the crowd what she uses is the new Akana video and the flat belly lifestyle video. I mean, how simple is that? So those are the tools. Third-party validation closing. We're going to have a webinar and a mini boot camp on that. And then again, the next event will be in Indianapolis. And so I want to also close it out by sharing our deals of the day. Yes, we do have some deals today, and 2 of them are surrounding our new elevation experience. We had a chance to witness a full elevation experience. Many of you had never seen one. It was so transformative because people like Bernadine said, hey, listen, I'm having one on Tuesday, I'm having one on Wednesday, and that's what's going to happen. We're going to start to see hundreds of these parties, hundreds of these experiences every day at some point, okay? And so the new Elevation Experience Deluxe Pack is now on the website. You have a choice. You can do the mini, and that's going to give you the tools and some of the products for as little as $99. Or you can do the deluxe, which is about $199, but it has a $300+ value. So you have 2 options to take your parties to the next level. Also, too, the specials from last week will expire tonight at midnight. So you want to make sure you take advantage of the Flat Belly Starter for $49 and the Flat Belly Promo for $139. We have a new special this week, and that new special is the Flat Belly Juice Bundle, where you can just get your 3 bottles of juices, okay, for $99, okay? So make sure you take advantage of that. And so with that being said, let's tune in to Rebound with Akana. Let's go ahead and stimulate our lymphatic system and get our workout on at 2:30 p.m. for those of you who want to learn about taking your hair care to the next level, let's saveourstrands.com. And then tonight at 7:30 p.m. Central, let's zoom in with Akana. And then we're going to join the Diamond Factory. And that's tomorrow morning at the same time, same number. And so with that being said, we want you all to have an Akana day. We're going to see you at the top, the very top, the tip top.